Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create a crayon etching. So here's an example of a finished product. You apply a layer of crayon color first, followed by a layer of black crayon, and then you etch away at the black crayon to reveal the color underneath, and it creates this kind of cool effect. So what do you need to do this activity? You will need some scrap paper, which you will use to create a draft. You will need some cardstock, which I have right here. Some white cardstock is ideal. You will also need some crayons. So I have some light colored crayons here and a black crayon. And you will need some etching tools. So I have a improvised etching pen, I have a popsicle stick, and I have a paper clip. You will also need a small buffing cloth, as well as a writing implement for your draft. Today I'm using a pencil. You can also use templates. So I have a template of a tree here, as well as a traceable object, so I have a domino. Before you start the project, you will want to think about what you would like to draw. Make a rough copy on the draft paper, so this rough paper here. So you will have basically an idea of what you'd like to create. I will put this cardstock on the side for now. So for this, use the whole page if you can, but be careful not to spend too much time on this part because it's just the draft. So by use the whole page, I mean don't use like a small portion of it, just the corner. Try to use the entire space. That doesn't mean fill everything up, but use what you have. So for my drawing, I'm going to create a little mountaintop piece. So first I'm going to put in a bit of the horizon line, some mountains, that. Maybe we'll put the sun coming out of the mountains. Then maybe we'll have a river running through, down from the mountains. So, and then maybe put some clouds in the sky and some trees. Again, this is just a rough draft, so you don't have to be really detailed with this. And let's put some grass over here and maybe some more trees. Okay, so next we will start on the project now that I have an idea of what I'm going to make. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and I'm going to take out the cardstock. So I've actually started on this piece a little bit. So for the cardstock, you want to use light colors for the base layer so that they show clearly after the black crayon is scraped away. Darker colors tend to blend in with the black layer and they don't stand out quite as much. So use light colors if you can. Create whatever kind of pattern you want for the background. You can do a set pattern, you can just be random with your colors. Either way is okay. These colors will be revealed when you start etching. So start creating some color here. Press down hard on the crayon when you're doing it to get a nice strong coat of color. Be careful not to break the crayon while you're doing it, and be sure to cover the entire page. So all this white space, you want it to be covered with color. So I've actually prepared in advance what a complete product might look like for this. So here you go. You have your color everywhere, no white spaces, good to go. So when you're done applying all the color, you want to take your piece of cloth, and you'll notice that there's little bits of wax all over the paper and or dust or other things, so you want to kind of buff them away. Just do this over the whole piece like that, and this will actually help the black layer to stick well onto this color layer. Okay, so now we're going to apply the black layer. Try to cover up as much color as possible, and remember to push down hard just like the first part. And I actually have one that's in progress, so let's switch to that one. Right, so you'll be applying color, pushing down hard, trying to cover up as much as possible. And then when you're done, when you're done covering everything, I have a copy of that right here. So when you're done, you want to do the same thing and kind of just buff it out and get rid of the little traces of wax that might be lying on top. Okay, so now you're ready to start etching. So take out your draft. There we go. To kind of remind yourself of what you had planned. You can refer to it as you draw, but you don't need to copy it stroke for stroke. It's just there to remind you about your ideas. So as you can see, there's a variety of tools. You have your etching pens, your popsicle sticks, and your paper clips. By scraping your tools across the page, you reveal the colors underneath and create a whole bunch of different effects. So the etching pen is probably the easiest one to use. It makes a strong medium-sized line. So let's start that. Kind of go across here like that. Okay. And then maybe we'll put in some of the mountains that we saw before. I put in another mountain. Why not? Okay. Next, I'm going to use the popsicle stick. The popsicle stick will make a thicker line, but you might need to use it a couple of times to get a clear effect. So let's try making the sun up here. Right, back and forth. Make a nice thick line. Okay. And then you can maybe put in some of the rays there. Okay. And then the paperclip creates some strong, thin lines. So maybe if I wanted to put in a bit of the grass there, I can do that. And I can also use it to texture. So let's say I want to texture in the sun. So I can just do that. Okay. So I'm just going to show you a bit closer. So you can see there that the mountain lines, the medium strength lines, the sun lines, which are very thick, and then some of the thinner lines created by the paperclip here, and also some of the texturing I did inside the sun with the paperclip. Okay, you can also use templates, like this tree template here. Put in there, and then you would just trace inside the template to create it. So I'm going to take this, do that. There we go. And then I can just kind of fill it in just a tiny bit to add some texture to it. Okay, there you go. So you would just continue to add your details, and then at the end, it might look a little something like this.